So I know it might sound kind of weird because I did spend almost an entire episode talking about how Arender's one of my favorite characters, in part because of he's one of my favorite followers, rather. In part because of the voice actor that provides his dialogue. But I've thought to myself for a long time that voice acting in video games, I can barely tell where the road is actually a big impediment, I think, to making games, or at least it has become so. You know, back when I was a kid, I played the first video games I played didn't have any audio except what came out of your, computer's internal speaker, which was just like beep, 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 beeping sounds, and really like raw kind of, you could have like a roaring or a groaning or a gross sound like that, but you couldn't have any dialogue. And then when the first generation of like CD-ROM games came out and they had actual audio with like voice-acted dialogue, it was amazing. It was like, whoa, this is great. Computer games will never be oh, where are you guys going? Imperial's taking a Stormcloak prisoner to Winterhold? Doesn't seem right. Thinking, games will never be the same. Like, this is going to change everything. And it did. For the better, for the most part. And then as games got bigger and bigger and budgets got bigger and bigger and they were trying to take away a bigger share of, trying to take away a bigger share of people's attention and competing against TV shows and movies, which they do now, forms of entertainment. They started putting more and more of their budget into better and more famous voice actors. So, you can remember, like, let's just take Elder Scrolls. Oh. Okay, that's a relief. That kind of scared me there for a minute. I didn't know what was going on. Just take Elder Scrolls games alone, for instance. You had Morrowind. Let's just talk about Morrowind on up, which had several voice actors. Now, the dialogue was mostly text, which was fine. But you still had quite a few voice actors doing a few lines here and there. And nobody really famous. I guess you could say Linda Hamilton was famous, but more so because she's related to one of the game developers, right? And then in Oblivion, you had basically one voice actor for each race and gender. And not even that. One voice actor for human races, one voice actor for... Well, I guess two for human races, because you had Red Guards as well. 3 for human races, maybe. Well, there was this... I think the voice actor that did the Orcs and the Nords was the same, and then the voice actor that did, like, the Imperials and maybe the Bretons was the same, and then the voice actor that did the Red Guards, obviously. And then you had a voice actor for the Elves. Pretty much all the Elves were the same voice actor. And then you had female voice actor for Elves, female voice actor for humans, female voice actor for beast races, male voice actor for beast races. But then you had Patrick Stewart and Sean Bean, right? And that was like, whoa, cool. Like, I think that's kind of what I'm talking about, where it turned. It went from a cool, voice acting as a way to increase the immersion of the game to voice acting to score like a Saturday Night Live host or something. Like, turn into The Simpsons, where every week they've got a new guest star, and you got to guess who's the celebrity this week. Like, you don't have to guess, but it went from being about voice acting to supplement the game to being land a major voice actor and increase the status of your game. And when that changed, it changed the budgeting. Suddenly voice acting was getting a huge percentage of the budget. Patrick Stewart and Sean Bean don't come cheaply. Neither do Max von Sydow and Christopher Plummer and Joan Allen here in Skyrim, So looking back on games now, I kind of wish that voice acting wasn't such a big thing as it is, because I feel like games would actually be better off if the budget wasn't so heavily dedicated toward voice acting. I think that you could have a better game if you halved the voice acting budget and put half of that back towards game development and, design and things like that, because think about it, like Wes Johnson, right, provided so many voices in Oblivion. Now granted, Patrick Stewart doing the voice of the Emperor, that's pretty big get, right? But was there any, or yeah, I was gonna say, is there any gravity that Patrick Stewart brings to the role that Wes Johnson couldn't? But of course there is, because he's freaking Patrick Stewart. But just think about like maybe Max von Sydow or Christopher Plummer here in Skyrim. Would you have even known that it was their voices unless you had looked it up in the wiki or something like that? You know, or seen it mentioned specifically in the trailer as a selling point of the game? Maybe. I don't know if it was mentioned in the trailer, but it seems like the kind of thing that they would brag about, like at E3 or something like that. So, I guess my point is, yeah, I wish that they wouldn't be so keen on getting celebrity voice actors, because I don't think it adds... It's a marginal improvement over whatever other voice actors come really cheap and are easy to get. And it's something that you don't really notice in the game unless you get Patrick Stewart to do your lines, who every nerd knows and loves, you know. Otherwise, it's just a budgetary drag on the rest of the game, I think. I don't know. Could Skyrim have been a better game if they'd gone with 3 nobodies instead of Joan Allen and Max von Sydow and Christopher Plummer? I think so. I mean, especially when you know about the Civil War Overhaul mod and what the mod maker actually did. Oh, I can't get that. Okay. He didn't actually create anything. Well, I don't think he did. He will tell you that he didn't create very much new for the mod. He basically just went into the creation kit, found the Civil War quests, and then kind of rebuilt what was already there from Bethesda that just wasn't completed. And he said in his mod description on Nexus that this guy's probably a thief and I'm just going to ride right by him. I don't even care. That if he had, you know, the hours that he put into it probably would have taken 2 or 3 professional developers, something like, I think he said something like 3 months. So he totally understands why they didn't do it. Bethesda, because they just ran out of time. They wouldn't have had the time to do it. But might they have had the time? Do you think the budget of those 3 voice actors I keep mentioning, do you think that they could have maybe had 3 professional, game developers for that price, who could have maybe done the Civil War Overhaul, Civil War quest line right the first time, and had it done on time? I don't know. I kind of think so. Oh god, sorry you guys, my stomach is being weird. I don't know. You guys could agree or disagree. I just think that voice acting has become too much of a focus in games, and it has started to detract from games overall. I'm of the opinion that, looks like we're going to have a tangle here, that games are better with text anyway, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. Let's just be ready here. I don't know what we're dealing with.
That's close enough.
Well, I'm riding by you. Are you going to fight me if I ride by you?
That's close enough.
May we have the road?
That's close enough. Never
Nope,
should have
we can't.
come here.
Oh wait, you're a fire mage, aren't you? Haha. Well done, everyone. Yeah, sure. Light. Anyway, voice acting. Another way that I think voice acting is a detriment to games is it limits your ability to... Oh, I should get some more tapenella while we're here by this tree. Limits your ability to get... what's the word I'm looking for? There's nothing there. Damn it. Limits your writing, I guess is what I'm saying. So take a game like Mass Effect, for instance. Heavily voice acted. The biggest selling point of the game was that it's divergent, that you can play it and pick up where you left off in the last game, and there'll be a different ending for every decision that you make, and blah, 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 blah. Now, we all know how that worked out, but that's how they were selling it, right? But I think it was limited in the end, not because the writers couldn't come up with a different ending for each decision or work each decision in, but because so many different decisions would require the voice actors to read lines for freaking ever, and they just didn't have the money for it. I think that's what ended up happening in some of those cases. So I'm of the opinion that in at least Mass Effect's case, it would have been a better game if you just had dialogue that was text-based instead of voice-acted, because you can very, very easily write quests, hundreds of quests, thousands of quests, maybe not thousands, but all of them with different endings, all of them, they can incorporate all kinds of different decision factors and things like that, and you would have all kinds of room to store them in the game because it doesn't take up much space, blah, 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 blah. Am I passing up the road I need to go on? No, it's right up here. I think, anyway. So it's not a limitation of game or size or writer's ability. It's a limitation of the voice actors being able to... I think I passed it. I did. That is a road, right? It's just that little path. Arender, where's Ben? Oh, god damn it. I'm trying to turn around here. Alright, well, let's get the horses here. I don't know where Ben is.
Mara, protect us both.
Sorry, guys. Taking a break from my conversation here. There we go. Hi, who are you?
Need something?
Oh, you sell.
Take a look.
You have any potions? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Anything I could give Arender? Not really. No. Salt pile. I could restore some magic too. No, I won't. I won't even buy the salt pile. That's kind of silly. You buy a lot, though, don't you? Excuse me. Yeah, fine. Okay. Well, thanks, traveling salesperson.
Mara, protect us both.
Forget the point that I was making. Yeah. So, in a case like Mass Effect, and I think also in a game like The Elder Scrolls, for instance, I think that... What is my... This one, right? Yeah, there we go. I think that even in The Elder Scrolls, your limitations on your quest options and radiants, like permutations and stuff like that, aren't from the game or from the writer's imagination. The limitations are from the voice acting. And so I think nothing but voice-acted dialogue can become a detriment in that regard. There's all kinds of people walking the roads today. So I'm going to turn this way. So I would actually be really happy if games went back to more the Morrowind thing, where there's voice acting for certain specific parts, maybe main quest events, or like salutations and things like that, and then if the rest of the dialogue was text-based, where you could have all the quest outcomes and decision permutations and things like that handled via text, where you're not you're not limiting all of it because of how your voice actors aren't going to have enough time, or you can't afford them for as many hours as it would take to actually read all the... It seems like we can't pick them up off trees on the horse. Yeah, I prefer a Morrowind system. That seems to be a nice sweet spot in the middle, where you still have the voice acting for immersion, and you have the text-based dialogue for... Sorry guys, I'm just getting off the horse because I don't think that I can get them off trees. Text-based dialogue for maximum quest variability, I guess. That's the way that I'd say it. So, those are my feelings on voice acting. I love it. I'm really happy that games decided to go, or were able to, and eventually went that way. I just wish that they wouldn't have gone quite as far as they have, where it's, I think, become a detriment, and it's kind of limited the way that games can play out, I guess. Okay, so where the hell are we? Are we still going the right way? Yep, looks like it. So I think I need to go this way. Alright, Glim, you're getting a workout here, aren't you? We haven't encountered many enemies either. This has been a really fast trip. I hope I didn't jinx myself by saying that. Whoa, goat! Goat! Goat, get out of that! No! Goat! No!
I'm getting sick of rabbit.
Poor goat. Huh? Oh, there's a saber cat up there, attacking a
What
goat.
are your thoughts on all this? I'm a true Nord. Simple as that.
Looks like a saber cat anyway. Wonder if that goat made it out of the waterfall. That didn't take very long. I think he's dead. Okay, he's dead. Yeah, I don't think the goat made it. I think he went over the falls. So, I don't know. You guys chime in with your opinions on voice acting if you like. I understand a lot of people think it's awesome, and it is. And I understand some people might be like, hey, you know what? Getting the celebrity isn't a bad thing because it draws attention to the game, it increases the popularity, which means the developers get more money from sales and they can make a better game next time. And I recognize that's all true. It's marketing of a sort, you know. I just wish it was less of a focus, maybe. Or at least so that it wasn't a detriment to other parts of the game. Sorry guys, I keep checking the map because I'm not used to this foot-worn trail here. This is clearly a path and not a... Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's get on the other side of the river here. That troll was charging right for us. Oh shit, he's right there. Rouge, help me out. He's pissed too, look at him. Oh, we almost got clobbered. Any more Tapanella on here? Oh. Where does this path go? There's just paths all over the place here. Goes to a white square. Oh, right, I said we were going to eat lunch. Did we eat lunch? We didn't, did we? Well, let's have a late lunch. Ooh, we'll fill up our water bottles. Yay! We desperately need some vegetables and fruits and things. Can we stand here and do water bottles? No, apparently not. What about where it's not so rapid? If there's a spot where it's not so rapid. There we go. Okay. Nice. Where's Ben? Oh, over there. I see. Well, yeah, this trip has been okay so far. I'm really hoping we don't encounter a dragon. They get tiresome, you know, they're like freaking Oblivion gates. With deadly dragons installed anyway, you know. At least in the vanilla game. Maybe that's why they didn't make them so deadly in the vanilla game, because they're everywhere. And they know if they made them more difficult to kill, it would literally be like a Oblivion gate. Ooh. Chimarvamidium. Check that out. It's the note. Skeleton's like, hey, just hanging out, what's up? Oh, damn it, I didn't want that. Here, have your steel warhammer back. Elk. Must be a recent kill, I'm guessing. We'll leave the venison. We don't know for sure. That seems a little questionable. Am I crouching, or am I just really I'm really short? Pretty waterfall over there. Okay. What is that? Somebody's gizzard. I gotta say, you guys, I don't know if I've ever taken this route in the vanilla game. Sorry, not in the vanilla game. When I've played this game before, I mean. This all seems very unfamiliar to me. Which is neat, actually. I'm enjoying it. Put 400 hours into Skyrim, and times when you encounter something you've never seen before will be really fantastic. I know I'm not supposed to go this way, I just wanted to see what was over there. Arender, get Ben. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to do this again. I know. I just don't like leaving Ben behind because I'm always afraid that the game just won't bring him back up someday. Like, he'll just be gone. I don't know. I know that probably isn't the case, but it worries me, so I do it. So if I overdo the Arender getting the horses thing, I apologize, but it's a concern, and I'm not going to let it slide. Because if we lost him, Ben, I mean, I'd never forgive myself, probably. Hey, check it out. This must be
On your way up the 7,000 steps again, Clement?
the town of Iverstead.
I'm just not ready to make the climb to High Hrothgar. The path isn't safe.
Hi, Hrothgar.
Aren't the Greybeards expecting some supplies?
Honestly, I'm not certain. I've yet to be allowed into the monastery. Perhaps one day.
Nag's not heard mention of the Steps or the Greybeards or High Hrothgar before. Okay, so this is a good place, I think, for us to eat dinner and maybe call it a night even, actually. Because if we go on from here, let's see. We could make it there by tonight, but then we'd be there all night. We'd be up all night, and that's just going to be exhausting. I don't think that's a very good idea. So let's find a place where we can leave the horses. Perhaps right up here. I know this isn't, a corral or anything, but seems like a good little walled-off spot. Oh, interesting. Right there by the ruin. What's this? House. We need to find the institution, the inn. Ah, Villemere Inn. Sounds nice. Let's go in and check it out. And I kind of likes this little town. It's quaint and pretty. It's right there on the foot of the mountain. It's gorgeous, actually. And we survived that trip without much hassle at all. It was nice. And we get to talk about voice acting.
If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
Will do, sir. Ooh, private rooms. Hello? Crawl.
Make it quick.
You are a vendor of some kind, I guess, huh? Hello?
I'm telling you, I heard it, howling. Those werewolf tales are true.
You are adorable. You must be the bard,
Pleasant journey, milady.
huh? Oh, milady, thank you.
I'll tell you, Wilhelm. If I could sweep her away from here tomorrow, I'd do it. But Klimek still has so much to learn.
Who's speaking?
Klimek is doing
Where did
just
you come
fine.
from?
You
Klimek,
should
I
follow
overheard
your
you
heart.
outside.
Perhaps one day.
Passing through on your way to High Hrothgar? About to make a delivery up there myself.
I heard you mention that, yeah.
Well, time to
Hello?
gather more
You
supplies, I
don't
guess.
look like a pilgrim. Why bother visiting Iverstead?
That guy's got an elf voice, but I don't think he's an elf.
So sorry, mister.
We wouldn't be asking about High Hrothgar because
What
we
a
don't
boring
know anything about it.
conversation.
Everyone isn't as short as you are. What good are these boards to someone of the proper height?
Sorry, Miss Timber.
Hello?
I like your robes. Are you a sorcerer? From the college?
I am, actually. That's interesting that you'd ask that.
I think you should
How would I
continue with
ask,
your
say that you
performance.
seem quite happy? I don't know. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to tab out
Have
there.
yourself a great day.
Oh, thank you.
Same few
Now I
people
can ask
every
him.
night.
Hey, you seem quite
Hello, my
happy.
friend. What can I do for you? My father taught me an important lesson many years ago.
All
He said,
right, Wilhelm.
Gwilyn,
I
you have
suppose
the
it's the
whole
least I
world
can do
before
for
you.
you.
Go out and experience it. Be whatever you want to be.
Hmm.
So I took his advice, and here I am. This life might not look like much to you, but I'm content. And isn't that all that matters?
Speaks for a lot, certainly, yeah.
Have
Good
yourself a
on you,
great
sir.
day.
Well done.